Our planet is an amazing place, providing unique conditions that have enabled it to be filled with a huge variety of plant and animal life, on land, sea and in the air. There are also diverse landscapes, from the rainforests of South America and Southeast Asia to the rolling hills and beaches of the British countryside. There is so much to wonder at and to enjoy. Yet as a species, humans have had a devastating impact on the natural world, whether through industrial pollution, the hustle and bustle of modern living, deforestation and habitat destruction, global travel and plastic pollution. Our effects on the planet have been immense. There's now growing public awareness of these issues and the threat we face from climate change, which is of course of our own making. But there is also plenty of cause for hope. We have many of the solutions already, and young people are more engaged than ever with environmental issues, and that's where the Young People's Trust for the Environment comes in.
Hello, my name's Peter Littlewood, and I'm Director of the Young People's Trust for the Environment. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be able to talk to you about the work of the charity. As with everybody else probably, I'm working from home, so please excuse any background noise that may come from having 3 boys in the house, along with my wife who's also working. Anyway, the Young People's Trust for the Environment, we're a small charity. We only have a couple of people working for us, but we're able to achieve a great deal because of the amount of technology that we use. For example, our website is visited by over 1 million people in a year. The site's doing really well, particularly at the moment, because with the new lockdown there are more and more parents and their children looking for information on all kinds of environmental issues. And of course, teachers are always looking for inspiration too, and the website has all kinds of things to help with that. We provide a very wide range of fact sheets on all kinds of environmental issues. This one's on climate change. We provide regular news updates on any relevant environmental stories that have happened recently and that young people might be interested in learning more about. We provide lesson plans. There's now 36 suites of lesson plans. Each of those suites has between 4 and 6 lessons in it. They're again on a wide range of environmental issues. They're tailored to the national curriculum and they meet the requirements at various levels between Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 3, depending on the particular topic. The lesson plans regularly get endorsed by the Department for Education through their social media, which is quite a nice thing for us to have achieved. Also for the lockdowns, we've been producing home learning packs, and these provide a different kind of learning really, that's much more based around the idea of children being able to learn at home with their parents. There are all kinds of activities, there are ideas for projects, there are games, and they're all things that can be done with a fairly minimal amount of equipment, because that's fairly important. Obviously no one can be going out and about trying to buy things to be able to use for an activity at the moment, so we try to make it things that you could find around the house as much as possible. And these as well, the home learning packs, have proved to be really popular. And again, the Department for Education has mentioned these in its social media posts as well. We go into local schools. The organisation is based in Yeovil in Somerset, and we tend to do talks within a 30-mile radius of Yeovil in terms of in-person talks actually in the schools. But with the lockdown there have been some changes, and now we are providing virtual talks in schools as well, so we can provide talks anywhere provided that the school is happy to use Zoom or Google Meet or one of the other sorts of video conferencing software that are available now. And an interesting development with the lockdown is that it has meant that schools are now much more willing to engage with this sort of online learning. We create videos on all kinds of environmental issues as well. This one was done a couple of years ago with some young people who actually presented it for us on plastics, and in fact the cameraman for this was 11 years old at the time that he shot all the footage and then edited it down himself to create this really good video, and it's something that gets used quite a lot in schools. We have a competition that we run for primary schools in England, Scotland and Wales called the Better Energy School Awards. This has actually been going since 2006, and we've had about 370,000 young people take part in this particular competition so far. Even last year, in lockdown year, we had 28,000 children taking part in entries for the Better Energy School Awards. And of course, the lockdown meant we had to do a lot of things quite differently. We normally have an awards ceremony in London, but that couldn't happen. So instead, we had a virtual awards ceremony on video. It was the best we could do instead. So it was an online awards ceremony. The Young People's Trust for the Environment's presidents, some of whom you can see on screen here, were involved in the awards presentations, and they all sent messages to some of the winning schools to praise them for the incredible work that they'd done in winning their awards. We have a new project that we're launching in 2021 called Better Planet Schools, and this is something that we've worked on for several years now in Southend, where it's been known as Energy Challenges. The initial project was funded by the European Union. Better Planet Schools provides schools with a year-long programme of educational materials that they can use to motivate action amongst their children and their staff throughout the course of the year. There are all kinds of different topics that we'll be covering. In the first year, we're looking at saving energy. We're looking at how you can reduce a school's use of plastic and other waste and increase recycling. And we're looking at how schools can improve opportunities for biodiversity and more nature in their school grounds. We found this to be really successful. In Southend, where the 20 pilot schools were, we've had really big successes. The energy saving in particular has been really notable. Energy saving that is achieved through behaviour change alone. So this is the young people taking charge of the school's use of energy, so the lights in the classroom, the heating, the way they're managing their IT equipment, and we've seen savings in all of the participating schools of at least 10% on their energy usage, and in some cases that's up to 15%. And given that the average primary school's energy bill is £31,000 a year, it's quite a significant financial saving for the schools to make, let alone the impact that it's having on climate change. There's evidence here as well from Southend-on-Sea Borough Council that they've had a really good experience with Energy Challenges, which is now turning into Better Planet Schools. It's delivered really strongly for them. And we have the support of presidents like Kel Spellman here, who has really enjoyed being involved in the project so far and helping with producing some videos to inspire some of the young people to take even more action to help to protect the environment. When we have the time, we also take groups of young people out into the countryside so that we can show them all kinds of things about the environment at first hand. It's the best way of learning, we find, and it's something that really does tend to have a powerful effect on young people. Now, as I said earlier, the internet is a really important thing for us, and we're really fortunate that we're supported by Google, and they give us AdWords. That's the way that they support us. So there's no money involved, but they provide us with AdWords that mean that people can find our information more easily when they're searching online. And in the last, well, not even a year yet, we've seen over £240,000 worth of Google AdWords donated to the Young People's Trust for the Environment, which is really amazing. And we've seen, as a result of that, about an extra 280,000 visits to the website. So it really makes a difference. So that's a brief introduction to the kind of work that we do here at the Young People's Trust for the Environment. But perhaps now you're wondering how you might be able to get involved. Well, here are a few ideas.
Donations to our general funds are always extremely valuable because they enable us to apply the funds wherever we think they will be of the most use. If you'd like to support a project with a more local focus, we're charging a fee of £100 per year for schools to take part in Better Planet Schools. We're hoping that in reality most or all of these fees will be paid by sponsors in support of the schools. We're making it easy for sponsors to nominate specific schools or to enable schools in specific areas to receive their support. Thank you for watching, and thank you in advance for your support.